What's up, you guys? Slasher Movie Reviews, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a 5-in-1. What this is when I share with you guys 5 movie reviews in one video. For me, this is a great way for me to play catch-up on some of the films that I've seen in 2015 and cram them all into one large video instead of having to do 5 separate reviews. So let's get started here. The first movie I'm going to talk to you guys about is the first horror film I saw of 2015, and that is The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. Now, I actually enjoyed the first Woman in Black. I thought it was creepy, atmospheric. It had faults, a little too many jump scares, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the film. Now, Woman in Black 2 was a massive step back for me. Honestly, I hated this movie. If you've seen the first film, then honestly, you kind of feel like you're already at the finish line with this one. It hits every beat. You know everything but that the characters don't know. So at the end of the day, you kind of know where this is going. So in conclusion, The Woman in Black 2 is just a boring, dull film that has some solid camera work and atmosphere, but never really utilizes that to its advantage. As the score goes, I would give The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death, a 1.5 out of 5. Now, my second film I want to talk to you guys about is The Boy Next Door. Now, look, you guys, I keep it real on this channel. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Boy Next Door is a pure guilty pleasure for me. I know, without a shadow of a doubt, this is an awful movie on basically all cylinders. But when there are constant lines being thrown at you, like, I love your mother's cookie, and it got pretty wet down here, and handing people first editions of very old classic literature, for me, it was nearly impossible for me not to have a fun time watching this movie. It's a pure guilty pleasure. It is absolutely awful. Probably, in terms of awfulness, one of the worst films of 2015. I mean, Jennifer Lopez is not that great in the movie. The acting is bad. Just whatever happened in the writing department, they just gave up. There's so many plot holes, inconsistency, and the ending is completely overblown and out of its world. But to be honest, I had an absolute blast watching this film, and that is why, as a score goes, I'm going to give The Boy Next Door a 2.5 out of 5. There's honestly not much I can say about my next film, The Perfect Guy, because it's just a textbook example of how to make a thriller. I mean, it hits every beat ever known in every thriller, and it becomes completely forgettable by the end. Literally, if I told you guys the plot line to this movie, you would literally tell me exactly how it ends, because it ends like every thriller. It does nothing new, and at times it's extremely hard to watch because of how corny and how predictable it is. And as a score goes, I would give The Perfect Guy a 1.5 out of 5. Speaking of more generic films, my next film is The Vatican Tapes, which is another generic demonic possession film that you've seen 150 times already, and you're going to see it 150 more. Please skip this film, throw it on the rug, pretend like it never existed, because honestly, I'm doing that now. And the film happens to star Michael Pena, who probably only did this movie so he can buy himself a new car while he was on break shooting Ant-Man. That's the only logical reason why he probably did this. I mean, it's just a generic horror film that has, honestly, bad direction, bad acting, bad visuals, bad scares. Nothing in this movie works. It's one of the worst horror films of the year, maybe even be the worst I've seen so far of 2015. And as the score goes, I'm going to give The Vatican Tapes a 1 out of 5. Now, I know you probably think I'm just talking about bad movies in this video, but no, I did save one good one, and I saved it for last. The Green Inferno. I like this movie. It's got 150 different problems, from bad acting to some hokey and corny dialogue. But you know what? When the horror kicks in and the film is asked to be horrific, it is so horrific. It's so disturbing. It's kind of at times out of this world. I was on edge. I was having somewhat of a fun time watching the movie. I will admit, though, it does offer the dumbest thing I've seen in any movie all year. And to not spoil it, a character reacts to something another character did, and it's for a gag, but it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Only Eli Roth would do something like this. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed The Green Inferno. It was horrific. It was scary. I do think this is worth a watch at some point in your time. It doesn't hit on all cylinders, but it does hit just enough to give The Green Inferno a 3 out of 5. So there you have it, you guys. That was my 5-in-1 review. Those are Let me know in the comments section below what you think of any of the 5 films I just talked to you guys about. And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys just have been slashed.